Hey guys, welcome back to UFit TV. Today we are doing episode 2, where we are discussing what should you track and why. Why is tracking so important for long-term fitness success? That's what we're going to discuss today. 3 major points. Let's get started. Okay everybody, so today I have Davin Greenwell with me. He is one of our coaches and trainers here at UFit. And today the topic of discussion is what should I track and why? With all the fitness tracking devices out there now, a lot of cool gadgets, fun things, they track all kinds of stuff. But what's really important? What should we be tracking? What should we be focused on to make sure that we're seeing long-term success? You know, building a healthy lifestyle is a journey, one that can be very, very difficult, maybe the hardest thing you've ever done in your life, but taking it seriously and tracking the lifestyle until it becomes routine is really the key to seeing long-term success. So, what should you track? Well, everything. No, I'm kidding. A lot of people feel like this is everything when we explain this, but there's 3 major pieces that we need to track. The first one is nutrition, the second one is results, and the third one are workouts. And so today, Davin's got a lot of good input that he's going to share about which ones to track the most, how to track them, and we'll kind of just dive in, and he'll give us some feedback. So, Davin, we're going to start with nutrition. So give us a little bit, give us some tips or ideas of, why we track nutrition and why that's important.
Well, I think nutrition is kind of the fundamental component to any sort of fitness program. We've all heard the term before, you are what you eat. Right? I think they started teaching us that back in grade school, and we just kind of, I think, push it to the wayside. We don't think too much about it, but it really is the case. I mean, we are literally made of the foods that we eat. To kind of give an example, when you look at like an animal, right, an animal that we eat, we can kind of actually break it down to the macronutrients in that animal, proteins, fats, generally there are no carbohydrates in there. Inversely, you look at fruits, plants, vegetables, grains, those sorts of things. Those are all made of typically carbohydrates, sometimes fats.
Okay.
So those components that make our foods are literally the things that we're made of, right? And so kind of tracking what we're eating allows us to ensure that we're eating the right materials to repair ourselves, build ourselves, and allow ourselves to perform. So that's one of the things that I think is really important to understand about nutrition tracking, is that you're trying to make sense of what's going into your body because you're using it for function, not just flavor.
Okay. Yeah, understood. So, basically, like you said, function, not flavor. Right. But as we all know in the fitness industry, this is tracking nutrition, having some type of nutritional tracker. I know we use MyFitnessPal here at the facility, but tracking that nutrition literally could be a lifesaver, and it's one of the best tools for just kind of diving into your overall health and fitness journey. Is that correct?
Yeah. Okay. I agree entirely, yeah.
Okay, awesome. So that covers nutrition. That covers why it's important. The second topic that we're going to talk about today is results. So tracking results. Obviously, there's several ways to do this. There's several different things you can track. But Davin, what's a couple of different things that they could track if they're just trying to start a fitness routine on their own?
Right. I think we all know that weight is a pretty common measure. That's the general thing that people first recognize when they're trying to make a change is, hey, my weight's getting too high, or maybe my weight's too low. I need to make some changes there. And weight is it's a good tool, but it's really doesn't tell the whole picture. There's a lot more to it than just what the number on the scale says. So a couple things I like to measure: performance. First and foremost, that's huge. If you're able to increase strength, endurance, you're feeling better, you're getting less fatigue doing the things that you normally do. That tells me more about what's changing inside your body than what just the simple number on the scale does. We also do circumference measurements. Those are also huge. Circumference measurements will a lot of times show that change is occurring when maybe the weight hasn't, right? Because you can have changes in muscle mass relative to body fat. Those sorts of things. So there are a lot of different things to measure, and I think a lot of times we all just get kind of focused in on that weight number. But there are any number of variables that we can look at improving on, and pretty much anywhere you can see improvement, it can be measured.
Okay. So I guess a couple things that, and just kind of get some more feedback from you on this.
like you said, people get so stuck on the weight,
Right.
but then a lot of people get so stuck on the measurements as well. So give us some ideas of some performance things that you could measure that are really showing your body's changing and improving. Even though, maybe you're not losing weight, maybe you haven't lost many inches, obviously maybe you've lost some body fat, but what are some actual performance-based things that they could do that would show, yes, my body's progressing, it's moving forward?
Right. Just a general strength assessment, right? Something simple as a push-up assessment, something as simple as what we call a curl-up assessment, or a sit-up assessment, a walk/run time on a treadmill.
Yeah.
You can mark the improvements on those things. That's going to certainly correspond with improved cardiovascular function and heart health. So there are any number of ways. A lot of times you look at what a person's specific goals are, and if they have specific performance goals, or I should say even limitations, looking at how we can measure where those are at now and improve upon where they're at when they start.
Okay,
right?
Awesome. Yeah. So a lot of good information there, obviously, with tracking your results and making sure that you're seeing progress, seeing success. Just don't get stuck on the weight. Don't get stuck on the weight. Don't get stuck on the measurements. There's a lot more that your body is achieving. The third one that we're going to talk about today is your workouts. So, Davin, why would we track our workouts? What are some pluses and minuses of tracking your workouts, and how can it help?
Okay, so actually, this is something I'm pretty passionate about. My own workouts, I kind of just played it by ear. I'm just winging it. First few years of exercise and lifting weights, and I got enough results from that to feel kind of gratified in my efforts initially. But as you start kind of hitting plateaus and you stop making changes, you don't know what to change if you're not tracking things, right? If you don't have any sort of records. So one of the best things I did for my own progress was I started recording my workouts and tracking, my sets, my reps, and that allows me to kind of go back and look at what I've been doing, what was effective, what wasn't effective, how can I build upon my last program, how can I improve upon the volume, the total loads I'm working with, the recovery times, etc. And kind of push my body towards its full potential, I guess. So
Awesome. So when we're talking about maybe someone has a weight loss goal, right? Why would it be important for them to track their workouts in the sense of maybe they're not concerned about their strength, but why is it important if their strength does go up? I mean, how is that effective to their weight loss?
Right. There are actually a lot of things there too. There's actually a direct correlation between strength and metabolism.
Okay.
Right? So the higher strength becomes, essentially the more energy a person is expending just in their given workouts and in their day-to-day routine. So that's a really important thing to measure. But in terms of tracking your workouts, knowing how much activity you're doing is actually pretty important, because we come back to this central component or idea of energy balance, right? If you're looking at trying to create a net energy loss and you don't know how much activity you're engaging in, you don't know how much exercise you're doing, it's hard to kind of determine how much more you need to do or how much less you need to do kind of as a given. So, even if it's not a strength-oriented goal, or if it's just a weight loss-oriented goal, knowing what you're doing, what kind of activity you're doing, allows you to make adjustments, or can allow your trainer or coach to make adjustments appropriately.
Okay, awesome, very cool. Well, guys, that covers first and foremost nutrition tracking, tracking your results, and then tracking your workouts. Those are the three major points that we wanted to cover with you today. Some key points, though, that we want to kind of finish up with today. Number one, fitness is a journey, right? Fitness is something that you've got to love the ups and you've got to learn from the downs, because you're going to have both. You've got to make sure that you don't get stuck on one metric, right? Like Davin said, we don't want to be just tracking our weight. We don't want to just be tracking our measurements. Track other things in your body's performance that will show you that you are changing and that you are improving. And then if you want to know what's changing, you've got to track it. If you have a coach or a trainer here at UFit and you want additional help with these areas, please just let them know. They'll be more than happy to help you with it. If you don't have a coach or a trainer, then get a friend. A friend can help you track workouts. They can help you track measurements. They can help you track your weight. They can keep you accountable. The biggest thing, guys, is we just want to make sure that you understand that tracking is important for the long-term success that you're looking for. So, with closing today, we just want to thank you for tuning in. Obviously, let you know that next week we are going to be covering the most important component of fitness. This is going to be a pretty exciting one for us next week, as it literally is the most important part of your fitness journey. We're going to dive deep into that next week and talk about it. So make sure you tune in and, make sure that you are doing the things in your fitness routine that are a must to see fitness success.